Today is Magia Record Anime Expected Value Day in a PowerPoint, which I hate. I hate it so much. As part of my job in the corporate world, I know, fancy, right? But in the corporate world, you have to make I have to make PowerPoints for people with that are important, make decisions with not a lot of time, and I can tell you it's not a fun experience. You go through like multiple revisions and the junk they taught you in school, whether that's high school or college, totally worthless when it comes to PowerPoint. You're not doing like star wipes and you're not putting three bullets on a slide, and the whole one chart on a slide is totally bogus, right? Like I've seen like 4 to 5 different charts on a slide and like millions of bullet points and paragraphs. So I don't know what they're talking about, but from practical application of PowerPoint in the business world, totally worthless what they teach you. But today, I hate PowerPoint. I don't know why I ranted like that, but today we're going to see what's inside of this box. Is it worth it? I didn't get my box yet, so I kind of wanted to run through this exercise. In my mind, I was like, should I open this thing or not? If you watched my video about investing or buying into this set, you'd already know my opinions on this, which was you will want to buy this thing, like a box, cards, whatever, if you want to play this. Like, if you don't care about the power level inside of this thing, if you just love the anime, then go ahead and buy this thing. If you are looking to invest, get ready for the long haul. And that was my opinion before I started doing this. So again, this is a way to check this out. And partly, depending on how this actually works out, it's probably going to determine what I actually do when I get my box. So let's see what we got. So I wanted to go take it a step back. I'm going to kind of breeze through this, but again, this is really for people that are newer to this, that really haven't opened boxes, that don't know a lot about Weiss Schwarz. So inside a pack, any pack that you're going to get for recent sets, you're going to get 4 common cards. You're going to get 8 cards in a pack, and it's going to be 4 commons, 2 uncommons, and in the next slot, you're going to get a shiny card. And that's going to be more than likely a rare, but you're going to get chances when it's going to be double rare, super rare, triple rare, or a special rare, which we call SP, which normally is a sign card. In this set, again, if you've seen my videos, there is no sign card. It's just a stamp with no sign on it that is like a quote or something, I don't know. And it doesn't matter to me. And then the last one is a Climax Common or a Climax Rare. Okay, and inside of a box, there are 20 packs. Again, there's 8 cards inside of it, 20 packs. In every box, you're going to get a promo, and 16 boxes equal a case, that giant big brown box. If you've seen my Data Live investment checklist, you'll see it. And then, well, actually, the big brown box is a master case. It has 2 of cases inside of there. Okay, so again, I'm going to breeze through this part. No one, for the most part, really cares about this, but I did it in my math. I picked 2 of the most interesting cards to me. Again, these 2 cards at the top of the screen have nothing to do with power level or anything like that. I personally love Madoka and Magia Record, so I just wanted a bunch of different characters showing up on these slides, so that's why I picked them. So again, there are 28 commons in this set, and each one are 10 cents. Kind of a red flag to me, because sometimes there's commons that are more than 10 cents, especially when it first comes out. Like when I started seeing, this has only been out for 2 days, technically 3 if people on TCG Player put it up early, but oh, that's another thing. I got these prices from TCG Player. I know, again, there are other websites out there that have prices of cards priced out. They may even be lower in price. But again, if you're going to say that this is always the higher of the prices, like TCG Player is out of whack or something, then really these prices that I have here go into the ending slide that I have, basically proving my own point. So, we got commons 28 and 10 cents. TCG player readily available, so I like using that. And again, I don't want to vouch for any other site. There's definitely credible, vouchable sites out there, but I'm not going to just throw it out there, right? People can go find it. But TCG player, people can just find way easier than other sites. So commons, 28 of them, 10 cents. We got uncommons, and there's 28 of them, average about 22 cents. And we got our lovely Iraha here. And next we got Climax Commons. I just thought that was a crazy looking picture. We got 9 Climax Commons, and they average about 20 cents. Also, we got some Climax Rares. I really love this anime. It was good. I enjoyed it. And I think it was a fun ride for me. And I'm like looking at all these pictures. I'm trying to talk about this, but Climax Rares. We got 3 Climax Rares, about 51 cents each. So what I'm saying is, if you haven't watched Madoka, it's one of those ones where you just think it's a bunch of girls hanging out, again in high school, but definitely it goes downhill. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, definitely season 1, episode 4, totally downhill. So there we go. Rares, we got Sana with an I love you cat over there and a doppel, and we got 22 rares. That averages about 62 cents, and you get 13 to 14 per box. I'll explain that a little later. Hopefully I do a good job doing that. And we got double rares. This one always reminded me of the usual Haruhi. This is not the first time that they've had pictures where girls were trying to do their hair. So it reminds me of usual Haruhi. Double rares, we got 10 double rares. You get 5 in a box. You get 3 yellow, 3 red, 2 green, and 2 blue. This is important later on. And the averages of each you could see on the screen. 1025 for yellow, blue is your next, green, red, blah, blah, blah. We got promos. I love Felicia, always eaten. That reminds me of Kyoko, right? So we got 5 promos. You get 1 per box, and they're about $2.59 each. Super rares, you're getting 1 per box, and they average about $6.12. So that's not no. I think that's still bad. I'm comparing this to other sets, and I'm like, not pretty. So if you don't know where I'm going with this, it sounds like if I've been saying that about every slide, that it's not so pretty and red flags and all that, this is not going to be good. Triple rare, triple rare. So we got triple rares. We got 6 of them. 1 there, not 1 per box. There, not. I need to change that. So change that to... I'm not going to do this. I have to leave in 10 minutes. So what you need to think, this is actually, there's 7 per case, right? Ignore this. Ignore this line, actually. I'm actually not like changing this because my name is out there. Not that it matters what my name is, but eventually you'll figure out my name. So 7 per case. So it's really hard to actually get one of these things. Can you... There we go. Imagine that, 7 per case. And they average about $7. Sorry. I know people are like, oh, you just stopped your video. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of that. I gotta leave. And you know what? I'm not in it to professionally edit all these things. I don't know if you've noticed, but just not. I don't want to take the time to do that. Special rares. So again, you're not getting signed cards this time. Normally they are signed cards, but you're getting this thing. And there's 2 versions of it. So there's 10 of them, 2 versions. One has a serial number, one does not. And you get 3 per case. So here we go, real numbers, real numbers. So inside of every case, again, there's 16 boxes. 7 of these boxes are only going to have 1 special card, being that is the SR in this version. You have a 43% chance of that happening. So what I did was I did it with all the cards, the commons and all that stuff, the bulk, that normally you can't end up selling, because I just wanted to give this a overall feel on how much this is actually worth. But we all know in the end, for the most part, with that bulk, you're not selling it, right? You could try to sell it, but most likely you might not end up selling it. So down here on this line, in this setup of the box, you're going to get 14 rares, 5 double rares, and an SR. And again, you get a promo in every box, but I added that in the number as well. This over here is, let me explain. With double rares, you're going to get one of each color. You're going to get a blue, green, red, yellow. But under this setup, since there's 3 and 3, 3 yellow, 3 red, you're going to get, the 5th card is either going to be 1 more yellow or 1 more red. So that's why you're going to see a box with 2 yellow and SR, and then a box with 2 red and SR. So under this yellow version, 53 bucks. Under the red version, 46. Again, with all the cards in there, 75, 67. Normally when you pre-order for boxes, they're about $55 to $60 is what I've seen. After pre-orders, like once this thing releases, you're going to start looking at $65 to $80 boxes. And already under this SR version, you are in a world of pain. Like, this is ugly. It is just not good. And again, this is numbers from TCG Player, which people say is overpriced. And at the same time, now you're looking at, it's only been 3 days. I can only imagine what happens when people get more boxes and attempt to open this thing. All right, so the next version of box you're going to see is more often is the SR and triple rare box. You are getting 6 of these versions 37.5% of the time from a case. And again, same setup. Again, now we have 2 shinies. So what does this do for you? It's about $59 under the yellow version and $52 under the red version. This time again, remember I said it was 14 because now this triple rare takes a slot, you lose a rare. But you know, it's better if you get it because it's worth more. So not like you're losing it and you're turning out worse. But anyways, you get 13 of these and it turns out better. So just flash this back and forth. Green good, blue not so good. So even under this version, this more special box, you're still not doing very well. All right, and so there's 3 other boxes left in that case. Like I said, there's 16 cases. We just went through 13 of them. The last 3 I didn't do numbers on because that includes that special stamped card. And if you're getting one of those, you're definitely making your money back, right? There's no reason to talk about it. So there's one last thing I want to talk about before I get to my final thoughts is there are people on Facebook that sells Facebook, stores, wherever. You can go on stores and you'll find it too, but they sell a playset. And again, for all the new people out there, a playset is made up of 4 of each common, uncommon, rare, double rare, Climax Common, Climax Rare. They normally, some people do, some people don't. You have to watch out. They include 1 of each promo, and they normally pre-order for $300. When I did the math on it, when I ran the numbers, you get about $373.02 is what it is, so totally worth it. If you can get a playset around $300, that's normally where you want to be. If you want to add in 2 trial decks to make a playset, you're looking at about $335 pre-order or $413. So there's been a lot of talk, and I know my list that I was talking about problems with Weiss Schwarz today and undercutting, you could see how this makes no sense. If a set like Madoka is doing that badly and people are selling these things at that price, it depends. It depends on a couple things, but undercutting is a real thing when it comes to Weiss Schwarz. So when you think about investing in playsets and all this stuff, you want to watch it if you're trying to get into the let's make a bunch of playsets game. So that's what I will say to you. Or selling boxes game, you might want to just watch out. But again, if you're a customer and you're looking to buy, just these kind of cards, you just want to play sets at $300, totally worth it every time. My final thoughts on this is this set did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It's a weaker set. It's really just for the fans, right? Like if you like I said, Magia record, if you like Madoka, if you like any of these characters and you're attached to them, by all means, I would go ahead and buy some singles. Or you should have bought a playset before this, right? If you have a box, if you have one box, what I would say for you to do, or two boxes, I would just leave them in a dark corner, in a closet, save it for a while. Even do it for your collection, like I am. I have a sealed collection. I just think it's nice to have, a box of each at least saved up, whether it's a box or 20 boxes, doesn't matter. It's nice to just save them. So in this case, as you could see, being 3 days out and the EV of boxes totally atrocious, you are doing yourself a favor by opening, unless you just feel really lucky and you think you're going to pull an SP, or um, you don't have the money to go and buy singles. So feel free to open the box. Like that might have been your strategy, right? Is buy a couple boxes, open them, and then buy the singles. Feel free to do that if you want to. If it was me and I had the money to do so, which is probably what I'm going to do, when I get my boxes of Magia record, I am not going to open them. I am personally going to just leave them as part of my sealed collection and just buy some singles. That's what the numbers are telling me. Again, if people just buy all these things up and the price shoots up, which I can't imagine that'll happen, but if that actually does happen, then that throws this all out the window. But for now, being 3 days since release and the prices where they are right now, I can't imagine how it gets any better. Again, long term, as people buy up all this stuff, the cards will rise a little bit. And as we all know, sealed boxes always go up once they all get taken out of the system. All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday.